Favorite Christmas. It's Todd and Aaron here, and we have got How's it going on? Let's not waste any time. Nancy Hanson.
As I walk down the road at the set of sun, lambs were coming homeward one by one. I heard sheep bells softly calling them along the little road to Bethlehem. I silent open door as I drew nigh. I heard sweet Mary sing a lullaby. She sang about the lambs at the close of day, rocked her tiny boy among the hay. Across the air a silver sheep bell rang. The lambs are coming home, sweet Mary sang. Your star of gold, your star of gold, you're shining in the sky. So sleep, my little boy, go lullaby. As I walk down the road at the set of sun, were coming homeward one by one. I heard sheep bells softly calling them along the little road to Bethlehem. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
We'd have another one of our B98.7 big Christmas concerts. And so for the audience here and the 100,000 listening at home and work today, Nancy Hanson is here. That was absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
What's the name of that again?
That's The Little Road to Bethlehem. You know, I first heard that song on a Sean Colvin album. I'm a huge Sean Colvin fan.
Oh, me too.
And so we just copied her arrangement of that, and I love it every time.
It's gorgeous. And of course you brought back in musicians with us today. First six-string
Of
bass
course
I've
I
ever
did.
seen. That is so cool. Would you like to introduce him?
I would love to. Playing six-string bass is Matt Clayton with us today. Six of them. Matt Clayton, let's hear it for Matt. Yeah, Matt, he usually brings his upright bass today, and we've played a couple of different radio stations, and usually we're crammed in this tiny little room. So he shows up and he's like, oh, I could have brought the
I
upright.
didn't know I'd have all this great space.
Yeah, it's awesome
Nice.
here.
See, you could have parked your car on the stage and then played in your upright. That would have been fine.
That is true. Played percussion for us today. Normally you'll see this guy front and center on the stage, and he's played his own mini concert here. But he loves to sit behind a little snare drum and play percussion, and I said, you betcha, I'd love it if you'd come. So please welcome Peter Breinholt. And everybody knows and will recognize probably this next guy. He's playing guitar and mandolin and banjo, and he is master of all instruments. Probably stringed or not, I don't know, but all around nice guy and a good friend of mine, Craig Miner. Well, we're going to do a song. It's the title of my Christmas album called All Wrapped Up, and I don't know about the rest of you ladies, but I am completely stressed out right now. I got to be honest with you, a few days before Christmas, and my whole family is sick. They all have this nasty respiratory virus, and I'm the only one that's well, kind of. I can feel it starting to settle in, but you know, when I wanted to write a song for this album, I thought, for my Christmas album, what does it feel like at Christmas? What do I feel like? You know what? I feel completely stressed out. I'd love to say, you know, chestnuts roasting and beautiful snow falling, but no, I'm a stress case. And my husband, he has time to like read a book. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You know, he's all relaxed and no problem. And so,
It's okay, Nancy, he has to sleep sometimes.
yes, I'm
And
sure.
you know where the frying pans are, right?
I do. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. And this year he's sick, so I'm like, it's okay, he's sick. But I just don't get it how the guys can run out the night before Christmas and go to Walgreens or somewhere and grab a Chia Pet and it's all good. And the women have to, start their shopping away in September and do all the neighborhood gifts. And in this song, I wanted to keep it Utah, so I said, got goodies for the whole darn neighborhood. And a few years ago, Craig sent me an MP3 where he had bleeped out the word darn. It's hilarious. So this is all wrapped up. Thought of wrapping myself up. Yeah, should we start over? We're in the wrong key and I have a cold, so we're going to take it down a half step. Oh, that's going to feel much better for me. I love it. Here we go. I thought of wrapping myself up. I'd find a big old box, get delivered by mail truck. I thought I'd bring mistletoe, hang it over my head and make it kiss me in the falling snow. Swimming swans, golden rings, colored birds, and big lords all across the lawn. Thought you might like a couple turtle doves, just a little reminder that you're my one and only true love. But I always think that way, got my shopping done by Labor Day, all wrapped up with a little matching tag and got my cards all done, and like I said I would, got good, we still don't hold on to neighborhood. And I give it to you each day when there's 12 to go. Oh, 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 oh. Thought the before again, night before at the store, got the 7 on a cheap pet. Baby, you just get me far. Throw in some dough, there you go. Wouldn't want to have to think too hard, but it's like this every year. You deserve a lot more credit here. You always show me up on Christmas Day. Well, I ought to be a little bit more like you, instead of running around with so much to do. Gotta relax and take in the holiday. Hey, 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 hey. Think that way, got my shopping done by Labor Day, all wrapped up with a little matching tag and whoa. Got my cards all done, but like I said I would, got good, it's all the whole thing getting good. And I give it to you each day, but next time to go.
Hanson with our mini concert series. You guys are great.
Oh, thank
You guys having a good time? Talk about your album just a little bit. Where can people get a glimpse of it?
I recorded this album a few years ago. I wanted to make a Christmas album, and I decided in October, which is kind of late. But I asked, it is kind of late. Most people have theirs out. Yeah, I know. See, there's a pattern here. But I asked Craig Miner and Ryan Shoup if they would produce this album for me. And we did a couple of my own original tunes and a few other favorites. And it turned out to be just a really fun album because of Craig and Ryan. And we had a blast making it. So you can get it at my website, nancyhanson.com, and on iTunes.
All right, cool. What's next?
Thank you.
I think we're going to do... This is a song that I don't remember... I don't remember I don't remember learning this song. I think it's something that we sang in church as a child, and as I put together this album, it's something that I wanted to include on here. And I just broke my necklace, so for the people out there in Radio Land, I'm going to
I thought you were going to
set
say
it
you
right
just broke
there.
your neck.
Are you going to fix it for me? I just broke my neck, so this next song will be really interesting.
It's a little short, yeah.
Stars were gleaming, shepherds dreaming, and the night was dark and chill. Angel story rang with glory, shepherds heard it on the hill. All that singing, hear it ringing, earthward winging, Christmas bringing, hearken we can hear it still. See the clearness and the nearness of the blessed Christmas star, leading, guiding, wise men riding through the desert dark and far. Lovely soul, shining, roaming, onward going, gleaming, glowing, leading still our Christmas star. Stars were gleaming, shepherds dreaming, and the night was dark and chill. Angels' story rang with glory, shepherds heard it on the hill. All that singing, hear it ringing, earthward winging, Christmas bringing, hearken we can hear it still.
Another one of the B98.7 mini Christmas concerts, and you have such a beautiful voice and it's so mellow, but there's always that point where a musician has to find, I don't know, for lack of a better word, find their voice, the style they're going to use, the music. When did you finally figure out how you were going to communicate?
I fell in love with the guitar when I was 12, and I just wanted to play for myself. I didn't want to sing. I just wanted to sit in my basement bedroom with the door closed and a towel shoved under the crack and just play the guitar for myself.
No one listened to me. No one
listened to me. Yeah, and I loved that, and that was good enough for me. And then I started trying to figure. I taught myself, so I bought like a John Denver songbook, and I started thumbing through there and figuring out all these songs that I loved, and so I would sing along. And so I kind of started singing a little bit then. And when I moved away to college, I still had this addiction, and I couldn't close the door and shove the towel under the crack. I had these 6 roommates or 5 roommates, and so I started singing and playing, and they heard me, and that little bit of encouragement was all it took for me to go, oh, I kind of like this, and then my dream was to be able to, our family went to Hawaii, and there was this woman on the beach playing in a restaurant with her guitar, and I just thought, if one day I can play in a restaurant, and then the Geppetto's dream came true. I know Peter Bryan will talk about playing at Geppetto's, and I played there, played all these cover tunes, and just really started to enjoy being able to, express music. They were never my songs, but all that time I think I was learning to write, and it's been a real blessing in my life.
That's it's a blessing for everybody else too, because your music is powerful. I mean, it's really powerful. What are you gonna play next?
Well, this is going to feature the band. We're going to do a little Frosty the Snowman. I love this, not because of the way that my part goes, but these guys make it awesome. So please feel free to sing along. Frosty the Snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a cornrow pipe and a bun nose and two eyes made out of gold. Frosty the Snowman, a fairy tale they say. He was made of snow, and children know how he came to life one day. Must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. Then they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say they laugh and they just the same as you and me. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, over the hills of snow. Frosty the Snowman, the sun was hot that day, so he said let's run and have some fun now before I'm down the way. Down to the village with the broomstick in his hand, run here and there all around the square, saying catch me if you can. Let them down the streets of town, right to the traffic cop, and he only paused a moment when he heard them holler, stop! For Frosty the Snowman had an army on his way, so he waved goodbye, said don't you cry, I'll be back again someday. Oh, thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, over the hills of snow. Well, there we go. Look out.
Christmas community concerts. You know, if there's anything I've taken away from the last couple of weeks, this is the last week that we're doing the mini concerts, is what a tight community you guys are. Because you're helping each other, you're showing up for each other, you're doing this. Is there a younger version of this if someone's trying to get involved with a group and get this kind of support that you guys give each other?
Wow, I could not answer that question.
Yeah, they're called One Direction.
Pete said yes, they're called One Direction. You know what, I feel so fortunate and lucky to be involved in this group. I mean, I know all of the people that you've had on, all the performers, the artists on the concert series, and listen in every day. I love to hear my friends playing. It's great that, I mean, there's no better feeling than having Craig Miner on your left and Peter Branholt behind you and Matt Clayton off to the right, you know. And there is a tight music community here, and it's so awesome to be able to be involved in it. I don't know, I mean, somehow it happened for us,
Right.
you know.
Right.
It's possible. And it's great. Salt Lake's really open. I mean, we appreciate so much, especially radio station support and for local music. It's great.
I think I get all the work because I have lights on my banjo.
He does.
It's
Have
true.
you seen it? It's the cool. Are we going to see it later?
Yeah, on the video, yep.
By the way, you're going to be able to see this on video. We're going to put it up on B98.7.com. All the concerts are up there, and you can get a taste of what's going on, all the information about getting the music and the concerts and stuff. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to switch holidays on you really quick, if you don't mind. I'm going to go to Father's Day suddenly. You know, maybe this is Christmassy, because Kurt Bester, who is Mr. Christmas, right? He asked me to write this song, so does that count? I'm trying to make a link here. Help me out, people. He did a project for Father's Day, and it was this really cool book, black and white pictures, and each picture had a poem or a story, and then a CD in the back that you could listen to that had a song that went with each of the stories and pictures. And he called me and asked me if I would write a song for this. And he said, we've got everything done. We've got one topic left. We want you to write a song about lineage. I was like, oh, okay, let me write that song. And I mean, it was perfect though, because I just had a little baby. And for one thing, he said, if you could do this in the next couple of days, we're really on a tight deadline. So I wasn't sleeping anyway, and I grabbed my favorite yellow pad and sharp pencil, and I thought, I'm just going to write, what do I know about these people who came before me, and what do I hope to pass on to my children? And I started thinking about my awesome Grandpa Clayton, and he loved the outdoors, and the times that he took us camping and taught me about respecting the land, and his big gnarly hands. And I thought about my own dad, and the times that my dad's a fix-it guy, like he can fix anything, and all the times I've seen him use his hands to fix things and to bless me and to hold my hand. So I started getting on this hand thing. And then I looked at my brand new little baby and his cute, chubby little hands, and this all just came together, thinking about where we come from and hopefully all those good and wonderful qualities and traits that we pass on to our children. So this is a song that I never would have written had it not been a work for hire, and it's called The Father in Me. Almost see him sitting here. For hours he could bend your ear. A pocket of rocks, a story to go with each. My grandpa was a simple man, and with his hands he worked the land. He loved the earth and all that it had to teach. And as I think of his wrinkled hands, tough as leather, rough as sand, old and strong, reaching out to me. Remember when he taught me how to hunt for rocks and work the plow. He's everything I thought I'd like to be. And now I'm starting to see my grandfather in me. I remember walking through the door, tools spread all across the floor, and his legs coming out from under the kitchen sink. My daddy was a fix-it man, not much he couldn't do with his hands. He let me hold the nail and give my mom a wink. And as I think of his calloused hands, his knuckles worn in a wedding band, young and strong, reaching out to me. Remember that he always came to my puppet shows and soccer games. He's everything I thought I'd like to be. And now I'm starting to see my father in me. Thanks for all that I can be. May this legacy live on inside of me. As I'm holding these tiny hands, it's easy now to understand. Daddy and my grandpa are here with me. They're in my child's eyes, and now I realize I'm handing down the Father in me. The Father in me.
here on B98.7. We are Utah's favorite Christmas hits. This is brought to you, by the way, by Summer Hayes Music and Morgan Jewelers. And somebody here in the crowd is going to get a $100 Morgan Jewelers gift card today before you leave, because they're nice. No, honey, not you. You work. Nancy, it's interesting. I don't know if it's just the luck of the draw or how we worked this out, but this is actually the first week that we've had female musicians.
Yeah,
You know,
Sarah and Sherry.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really interesting because there's a different interpretation of the Christmas music from male musicians to female. I don't know if it's the sense of motherhood and the connection with.
It's the stress.
Yeah, sister, the stress, anxiety, and sense of failure constantly.
Yeah.
But is it more of an emotional thing for you to write Christmas music because of that connection, do you think?
Well, that's so funny because when I decided to do the Christmas album, I thought I'd love to write a couple songs for this, original tunes, and so I had these 3 little kids at the time, and it was hard for me to write anything. And my husband said, "Let me get you a room up at Snowbird. You go up there, you string some Christmas lights, light a fire."
Okay, this totally makes up for reading the book.
I know. See, he is awesome. I know. And get
You're
in this.
still getting a chia pet though. you know?
Yeah, I have so many chia pets. Can I just
Okay.
So anyway, I went up there and I did this. I strung the lights, I got the hot cocoa, I lit the fire, I got my favorite yellow pad and my sharp pencil and my guitar and my 4-track recorder. And there was a big, soft, comfy bed, and I fell back on it and I fell asleep for like 10 hours or something. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, I gotta write these songs. And so, it's good because I'm creative in the middle of the night. So it worked out well. I don't know about the neighbors up at Snowbird, but anyway, I wrote these songs, and they, of course, the one song was about the stress of Christmas, but this one I wrote for my kids and about my kids. You sometimes can't wait to get away from them, and then when you have the opportunity to, all you want to do is think about them. And so I wrote this little song, and I probably couldn't have written this if I didn't have the kids. And it's not a big emotional, make you cry, Aaron type song.
That's really
I'm
sad.
not Sherry
Carney,
Carney.
thank you.
I've heard you cry like every show. So. But this is the one where you threaten your children if they don't go to bed, Santa's not going to come, right?
And this is with a light up banjo.
And this is the awesome light up banjo. Right here, Trent Ryder with the light up banjo.
You're welcome for that.
It's Christmas Eve and I believe Santa is coming. So get in your bed, cover your head, quit your ho-humming. It's getting late, I know you can't wait to see what he's bringing. I think he's near, listen you'll hear jingle bells ringing. 'Cause right now he's circling the rooftop. He's got his reindeer and sleigh. He's planning just where to make his next stop. He knows right now you're awake. Santa's no fool, he's got a rule I think it's worth keeping. There'll be no toys for good girls and boys till everyone's sleeping. The good old Saint Nick's gotta be quick to finish by morning. It's up to you, you know what to do, you got a fair warning. 'Cause right now he's circling the rooftop. He's got his reindeer and sleigh. He's planning just where to make his next stop. He knows right now you're awake. So listen to this, give me a kiss, hop in your covers. Try counting the sheep, don't make a peep, you'll wake the others. And soon you will see under the tree all that he brought you. And it will be clear Santa's here, he hasn't forgotten you. 'Cause right now he's circling the rooftop. He's got his reindeer and sleigh. He's planning just where to make his next stop. He knows right
Christmas concert. We have the oh so glorious Nancy Hanson, the audience of thousands out there, and the audience of 20s in here. Hi guys! A great job with Jane Craig, by the way, who's our new program director, and it's been such a cool thing. So many people have really liked it, and they've credited it to Todd and me, which we appreciate, but it was an idea. But this is
Of course, we
the best
never
part.
said anything about, wasn't it? So.
No, of course not. I know this is a hard one, but one of the biggest things that people have always talked about, especially with some of the songs that you've been singing, some of the songs that Sherry sang, is how healing it was for them, either from Inadequacy, which is the perfect song for all of us, or for, I think, more seriously this week, because of everything that happened in Connecticut, and I think the grief that everybody feels, and it's such a discordant feeling with how we are during the holidays. Is there something that you guys play that kind of helps heal you when you go through these kind of experiences and you see them?
Well, the first thought that comes to my mind is probably inappropriate because, and I will share that with you, I have a healing song, but it's healing in a different sort of way. But I think, as unfortunate as that whole event was, it's kind of a beautiful time of year to be reminded so much of those things that are important and precious and close to us. And there's nothing like music to heal. And I really have felt that and drawn on that this year, and I think many people have. So, I listen to all kinds of Christmas music and lots of different genres that I normally wouldn't listen to throughout the year, and it just, I don't know, there's something about it that you listen more to the lyrics, and it's more touching, so, yeah.
That's wonderful. What are you going to play for us next?
Okay, well, I am going to play a healing song. It's a heartbreak song, is that okay?
Yes, please. I promise I won't cry. I'll leave the room.
No, it's a really dumb song, actually. And the thing about it is that, it was a heartbreak during Christmas. See how I'm trying to make these all Christmas songs? It was a heartbreak at
It's like the
Christmas time.
circle of life. It's really, we are like two and two.
It's a Kwanzaa miracle.
But I think, this song's 20 seconds long, okay? It's the backstory that's going to take a minute here. And I'm gonna teach Craig this part because, he needs some learning going on here, right? Could you play along while I talk? Because I'm challenged when it comes to talking and playing. Anything you want to play, Craig, is going to be better than I could ever play in my wildest dreams. So you guys just play along while I tell this little story, okay? So it all started way back when, before I met my cute husband, Dave, and I was single, and I was living in a sugar house with my roommate, and life was good. I had a great job, graduated from college, but one day I went to work, and suddenly the work satisfaction went way up because there was a new guy at work. Such a cute guy, dark hair, baby blue eyes, and I just knew before he even turned around. I was like, that's the guy I want right there. So there was a little problem. He had a girlfriend, and she was a gymnast to make things worse. But I figured, I have more time with him probably at work. She just gets him on nights and weekends, and so I'm gonna still, he's just a girlfriend, right? So I got to know this guy. We started having long conversations at work, and there's a lot of flirting going on. And we started seeing each other outside of work and late night talks. It was all going so great. I was just so hopeful. Until one late night we did have the conversation where I hear him saying, Nancy, you are such a great girl, and you're going to make someone so happy someday. And I'm like, then suddenly my brain shut off and I couldn't hear anything more. And he was rambling on and on, something about the gymnast. And then I snapped back into reality and he says, we're going to get married, and I was wondering if you would sing at our wedding. I know, painful, heartache. And so I couldn't get home fast enough to pick up my guitar and to write the healing song, because as a songwriter, you got to write a song to get over your heartbreak, right? Write the healing song that would just change my life. So I get home, I grab my guitar, I look around the room for inspiration, and I see a little spider on the wall. And so naturally, I just sang to it. I sang, the itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. This is like my very favorite version of this song ever. I've played this like 6 million times. This is so cool. I'll have to keep going. Anyway, and you guys are like, no, it's long enough anyway. Okay, so it's almost over, I promise. So I go over to this spider. I was going to let him out the door, because that's what we did, my roommate and I. We didn't squash him, we just would flick him back outside. I got over there, and I saw this little spider, and he was kind of cute. He had dark kind of hair and baby blue eyes, striking resemblance to the Heartbreak guy. And I'm not kidding you, the heavens opened and the songwriting gods gave me the song that healed my heartbreak. It continues to heal it to this day. And it goes like this. This little spider reminds me of you. He's dark and hairy and his eyes are blue. Got into places he wasn't supposed to. I had no choice but to get the shoe, and I killed him. It was a horrible thing to do, but sometimes a girl's gotta follow through. And I think I'm going to leave him hanging on the wall, 'cause he reminds me of you, after all. That's it.
Taylor Swift has nothing on you. You are the queen.
We only have time for one more, I'm sorry to say.
Perfect, we'll do it. We'll do it. This is great. I have been teaching this little group of guitar students, these girls. A mom called me and says, what if we put together a group of girls and would you teach them how to play the guitar? And I said, I would love nothing more than to do that. So I've been teaching them guitar the past couple of months, and girls, why don't you come on up? I asked them if they would come and sing with me on this last song. They're great little guitar players. They're just super cute and talented in every way. And so let me see if I can look at me so I can see who you are. Who do we have here with us today? We have cute Emily and Sophie and Annabelle and Grace. And you guys are what? How old are you? Between 8 and 11 years old. And they're just awesome. This is a song that I was asked to donate a song for Festival of Trees a few years back. And Clyde Romney produced this song for us, and he put a little girls' choir on there. It was so cute that I try to recreate that every year. So I'm grateful for these girls. They have to miss school, and I'm sure they just hate it. You have to come and do this. And singing the more grown-up part, I have my good friend who has a beautiful voice, a good friend of mine and my daughter's. My daughter is homesick today, but Marissa Schiffman is here to sing with us as well. Thank you, Marissa. Yeah, we will leave you with this song. Thank you so much, as always, for your support of local music and for playing my stuff on B98.7 and for having me here today. This is one of my favorite songs of the season, Once in Royal David City. Once in Royal David City stood a lonely cattle shed. Where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed. Mary was that mother mild, Jesus Christ, her little child. His shelter was a stable, and his grave
his children on to the place
where he is gone.
You almost.
Thank you, girls.
Really? You promised me you weren't going to make me cry. It's
She
B98.7.
cries at Pepsi commercials too.
I know.
Not that you don't have to touch.
Ladies, can we have another round of applause for the women? That was an amazing combination. So once again, where can they get your Christmas album?
You can always find it on iTunes, Nancy Hanson, or from my website, nancyhanson.com.
With an O, Nancy.
With the
Hanson.
no,
I
Nancy
don't remember. I don't know if she mentioned it, but Nancy's going to appear with Peter Breinholt at the Rose Wagner Theater this weekend. So
Oh, even cooler.
Yeah, Peter's got his big, Saturday night, Rose Wagner, Peter has his big Christmas show, and he's asked me to come join him, so.
Artix?
Yep.
Artix?
All right.
Good
So
job.
thank you again to Peter for getting up early and grabbing a drum and rushing down here, and Matt and Craig for always hauling in all of his instruments and playing with me. These are great friends. Thanks, you guys.
Wonderful. And
Thanks for being here.
thank you so much. The B98.7 Mini Christmas Concerts brought to you by Morgan Jewelers and Summer Hayes Music and the incredible Nancy Hanson and her amazing band. It's B98.7.